Atmosphere, cool breeze, scattered clouds, tourists buzzing with early energy. The sharp click of a ceremonial boot broke rhythmically across the ancient flagstones. Sergeant Alec Fraser, 38, stood tall in full Queen's Guard uniform. Crimson tunic, white gloves, bearskin hat perched in perfect balance. He was a mountain of discipline, unmoved by weather, tourists, or distraction. To the average onlooker, he was a prop. To those who knew better, he was legacy in flesh. Just beyond the rope line, a stir began in the crowd. A figure stepped into view, stocky, mid-40s, tight jaw, mirrored sunglasses. Nathan Crane. But the real disruption wasn't him. It was what sat on his leather-gloved forearm. A massive peregrine falcon, hooded but restless. Its talons clenched and relaxed in a steady rhythm. Tourists turned. Gasps. Cameras rose. Nathan, loud, grinning. "Now that's what I call presence, huh?" The falcon let out a sharp chirp, even through the leather mask. It felt the tension, too. Nathan raised his voice again, this time aimed squarely at the guard. "Nathan, what do you say, toy soldier? Want to see how your parade skills hold up against nature?" Some people chuckled. Others shifted uncomfortably. A mother pulled her child closer. Nathan paced slowly, just behind the crowd barrier. His falcon twitched, shifting its feet on his arm. "Nathan, you all think this costume makes him untouchable? Man doesn't even blink, but let's see how long that lasts." Sergeant Fraser didn't move, didn't blink. His gaze remained locked ahead, but his peripheral vision scanned Nathan's every motion. He noted the falcon's breathing, Nathan's grip pressure, the harness clip. All wrong, Fraser thought. That bird's not bonded to him. It's stressed, undertrained, and agitated. Nathan turned to the crowd. Nathan, smirking. "They say these birds can hit 200 miles an hour. Fast enough to shatter a skull." The falcon chirped again, louder. Tourist, nervous. "Sir, is it safe to bring a bird like that, this close?" Nathan, snapping. "Safe? Depends who's asking." He turned his arm toward the guard, slow, dramatic. "Nathan, let's see if this bird respects old British traditions." He kissed the falcon's beak and gave a sharp whistle. Fraser's jaw locked. He knew the cue. He had heard it before. A younger Fraser crouches behind a transport crate in the Afghan dust. A falcon perches on his gauntlet. Same stance, same feathers, same piercing eyes. His commanding officer gives the order. "Officer, release on target 2. Eyes forward." The falcon bolts skyward, disappears in seconds. Fraser breathes deep, grounded in that trust. The falcon doesn't miss. Back in London, the crowd grows tense. Nathan unlatches the hood. The falcon's eyes, sharp as glass, lock forward. "Nathan," softly, "go say hello." The falcon spreads its wings. Tourists gasp, Children scream. Fraser remains still. He lowers his hand, ever so slightly. White glove catching the light. The bird takes off, darts into the sky. Its shadow rips across the stone in a blur. The falcon sliced upward through the London morning like a thrown blade. Wings stretched, claws extended, trained for centuries to hunt at velocity. The crowd shrieked as the raptor gained altitude in an elegant arc, then turned mid-air. It was diving, straight toward the guard. Children clung to parents. Phones trembled in frantic hands. Some ducked. Others ran. But Sergeant Alec Fraser stood unmoving. His posture immaculate. His chin lifted. His gloved hand still down. Until dash. He raised it. Just slightly. One clean, precise arc. A command without words. The falcon's dive should have ended in impact. Instead, it stopped. Mid-air. Not halted by magic. By memory. Its wings flared open wide. Its claws pulled back. And with a slow, arcing descent, it landed, right on Sergeant Fraser's outstretched glove. Silence fell like a dropped curtain. Not even the pigeons moved. The falcon, once weaponized, now stood calmly. Its head tilted once, then again. Then it bowed. Sergeant Fraser slowly turned his body, not to face Nathan, but to face the child who had screamed. And with quiet precision, he walked 3 steps forward, then knelt. The falcon never flinched. The boy stared up at him, trembling. Fraser held out the glove. Fraser, calmly. "You want to see something rare?" He responds to respect, not noise. The boy hesitated, then stepped forward. Touched the falcon's wing. The bird made no sound, did not move. The child smiled. The mother began to cry. Nathan stood frozen. His falcon, his threat, was now gently nuzzling the guard's shoulder. Nathan, shouting, "He's mine! He's my bird!" Fraser stood up slowly. Fraser, quietly. "What's his name?" "Nathan." "Shadow." Fraser turned to the falcon. "Fraser." "Shadow. Stand by." The falcon turned its head and lifted one claw. Military obedience. Not trained by Nathan. Trained by someone else. Trained by Fraser. Fraser to the crowd. This bird was stolen. Gasps. Phones rose again, this time to record. Fraser, calmly. He was registered under my unit. Royal Falcon Division. We used him in Kandahar. He went missing after a transfer. And now, here. The falcon, Shadow, lowered his head against Fraser's chest. Nathan's face went pale. Sergeant Fraser remained standing. The falcon still perched calmly on his arm. Across from him, Nathan Crane paced like a caged animal. Nathan, snapping, "I have papers. I paid for him. Full rights." Two mounted police officers had arrived, joined by a wildlife enforcement officer. The officer, a woman with gray hair and steel blue eyes, stepped forward, producing a scanning device. Fraser extended his gloved arm, allowing her to wave the scanner near Shadow's leg. A soft beep. Then a tone. Wildlife officer. Reading. Serial tag confirmed. Shadow. Military Falcon 241BR. Royal Forces Training Wing. Registered under Sergeant Alec Fraser, Coldstream. The crowd let out a collective exhale. Some clapped. Soft, uncertain, reverent. Fraser looked only at the Falcon. Fraser, softly. Welcome home, soldier. Nathan was losing control. Nathan, sputtering. He only responded because I trained him. I taught him new commands. He's mine. The wildlife officer raised a hand. Wildlife officer. Sir, you're being investigated for illegal possession of a military animal, public endangerment, and attempted provocation of armed personnel. Nathan, laughing bitterly. He's just a guard. Then he turned to the crowd. Nathan, you all think he's some kind of hero? He just stood there while I... Fraser, interrupting, calm. While you tried to weaponize an animal. While you endangered children. While you mocked every uniform and every oath it represents. The tone was firm, but never raised, and somehow louder than all of Nathan's shouting. As officers led Nathan away, the Falcon remained silent. A small boy broke from the crowd again. Boy, he didn't attack. Why didn't he? Fraser looked down. Fraser. Because I didn't give him fear. I gave him memory, and he remembered who he really was. The boy nodded. Boy, can he fly again? Fraser. Soon, and this time for the right reasons. The Falcon ruffled its feathers, sensing the shift. Shadow rested on a reinforced perch, eating calmly from a stainless steel tray. A vet made notes as Fraser stood nearby. Vet. Conditions excellent. Some tension patterns suggest retraining, but nothing permanent. He's still who you made him. Fraser nodded, silent. Vet, after a beat. Permission's been granted to reinstate him under royal training. They're requesting you lead the rehab personally. Fraser said nothing. He walked over to Shadow, laid the glove out, and without command, the Falcon stepped onto it. Tourists gathered again. Same square, same red tunics, same discipline. But this time, something new. Behind the rope line, mounted quietly on a black wooden pedestal, a bronze plaque with a carved falcon landing on a gloved hand. Inscription beneath. Authority isn't loud. Real strength lands when it's called and stays when it's earned. Standing beside it, motionless again, was Sergeant Fraser. Bearskin hat, white gloves, eyes forward. And on his left arm? Shadow. Wings folded, eyes open. Together. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't flinch. He just raised a hand. and a weapon became a companion again.